Welcome to another episode of Campus Life, our flagship podcast here at Campus to Canton. As always, I am Austin.
And this is Colin.
Unlike always, coming to you guys live, as we mentioned, I think the last 2 weeks on the show, to celebrate our lovely union of 5 years, Colin. Longest I've lasted with anybody, I think. So I guess congrats to us. Mazel tov.
Yeah. We have been together basically the exact same amount of time as me and my wife.
I did know that, actually. I was going to mention, since we started the show, I guess I was already married, but you've gotten married. We both had kids. Life has changed a lot. But what hasn't changed is how much we just love getting together every, for the most part, Monday night, right around this time. This is about the time we usually record and record Campus Life for you guys. I don't know. I'm excited to do a live show. We don't do them often. We get the crowd. The crowd asks for them quite often. The one thing I will say is, before the show, I asked you at least twice, if not 3 times, that if you were going to wear a robe, because you wear a robe all the time when we do the show. And you were like, am I supposed to wear a robe? I was like, was this new information? Yeah. Don't change a thing about what we're doing here, Colin. I mean, I've got a shirt on. Usually when we record, I don't have a shirt on, but
Yeah. I mean, I was going to say, you usually record shirtless. So, wow, that's funny, Luke. That is...
Okay, we can do some of the bits that we've done over the years. They're not bits, but segments and such. It's actually really funny because as I hit record, it has like a 3-second delay before it goes. And Colin tried to real quickly tell me that he wanted to do Cooking with Colin. Colin, Cooking with Colin. We don't do it so much anymore, but this was originally a fun one that we did because Colin just cooked chicken nuggets for himself, and now he's married and it's a little different. Although that will come full circle in about a year and a half. I'm sure your kid, I don't know how specific you want to be on the show, will be on the Colin Decker diet. But did you cook dinner tonight, Colin?
I did. So my wife works 3 10s, and this is one of her 10s. So she works late. So I have the little guy and I cook. And this is, so like Austin said, my palate, my menu isn't the most expansive.
It's gotten more refined. You didn't eat green things when I met you. And now you eat some green. So
yeah. Last night, for example, we had my wife made it. It was kielbasi, and then there was sautéed spinach, tomatoes, onions, all in there, with some lovely homemade mashed potatoes. Tonight, I made frozen Bubba burgers, reheated mashed potatoes, and a frozen bag of peas.
Pretty was close not far bagel off. Bites and bagel bites and pizza rolls. You were in the ballpark. That was a good guess. We should have given the people 3 guesses. I thought you were going to say you just reheated last night's dinner. So that was already better. You started from scratch, quote unquote.
Yeah. My wife made the mashed potatoes from scratch. She, mashed them up together.
Did she do them? Boil the potatoes and do that whole thing? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So this was a good one because while my palate has expanded, my menu has expanded a little bit. This was a perfect throwback Colin meal.
Boom. And I know you better than to think that you actually planned that. So
yes, correct. Did not plan that at all. My wife plans all of the meals all week, including
what a lucky lady.
And she has to make things real easy for me.
That is the least shocking thing ever to me.
For example, tomorrow I'm making tacos. She already browned the meat for me and cooked it.
That's lazy on your part, not on hers.
It is. Yeah, no, it is.
No comment. Shane in the chat does say Colin's guide to changing diapers. LOL.
I do change a mean diaper.
Yeah. Did you time yourself on the doll and stuff before you guys had a kid? I know that's a thing that people do.
No, I went in completely blind. I had never changed a diaper before my kid.
Okay. I hadn't either. So, you'll learn. My mom still makes fun of me trying to change my daughter's clothes for the first like few months. I was like so afraid I was going to break her. So these are the things that if you are childless but hoping someday, these are the things you get to think about. All right, we want to get into the show because we have a lot of really cool stuff, I think, to give away. And I think this is probably the best giveaway we've ever done. And I'll lead off the things that we're giving away today on the show. And obviously, if you're listening on the pod, you know that they're already all gone here. But we thank you guys for listening.
You still could have won,
and you might have won, yeah. But we're giving away tonight a signed Jordan Tyson Arizona State jersey that I was really hoping to be able to hold up. But I'm supposed to get here tomorrow, so there's that. $100 gift card to Home Field Apparel, one of our partners, and you can even use promo code Campus to Canton. You know, think about it. 15% off with the gift card. A lifetime membership to I can't start reading that as I'm doing this, or else it's going to go south real quick. But I will. A lifetime membership to Campus to Canton at the highest membership tier that we have. So basically, you just signed up for life. So that's pretty cool, I think. And then which is what do we charge? $219.99 for that for a year. So that's like all the
bang.
It's all the winning edge stuff, everything we have, and everything that we would potentially add on in the future. You'll
all
always
the guides.
have access to everything. Yes. Yeah. So, and then we're going to give away some guides. And Colin, I am actually feeling really benevolent tonight. So how about for the guide giveaways? Everybody that's live on the show here with us tonight commenting that doesn't win one of the other three things, I think we just give them some guides, So the stuff that's coming out. So like it hasn't come out yet. As they come out, you will have codes for you guys to get access.
Yes.
But how do you feel about that?
I feel good about that. I think if you're listening and you win a free guide and you're an NIL yearly member or an All-22 yearly member and you already get the guides, let me know. We'll chat. We'll figure something out.
Well, then we appreciate you guys for hopping on here with us today. And shout out to everybody just saying nice things in the chat. This was actually something that Colin brought up to me to do. So we got some good comments coming already. Luke already said that Colin's wife gave me the playbook for how to talk with him, and that's how you're doing great, honey, came from. I don't know if I've gotten to say that too much recently.
No. Is that because I've been doing great?
The opposite, in fact. You've just gotten better at talking. You can't go back apparently on the podcast platforms and listen to like the first episodes anymore. First one's real good. It wasn't showing up for me when I was trying, but I might just be.
No, it wasn't showing up for me either. I couldn't get anything back past like August.
Yeah, which I don't know why. It says we have like 105 episodes or something on Apple Podcasts. I was like, we've got like 300 of this show alone, let alone all the other shows that are on the podcast feed. I don't know. Let's see. Meth Labs is in the chat tonight, and he says he will take a signed Jaquel Middlebrook jersey. That's not one that I searched. I should have searched that. But maybe next time.
Who knows where he ends up? Maybe he'll end up somewhere good.
Yeah. It's hard to find it. You can go to places where it's like the town of where guys play and have a higher likelihood of finding up like a local place that has done some signing stuff. Like in Pittsburgh, there's like a big local card shop near me that does like a bunch of sports cards and stuff. And for a while they were selling like a ton of Heisman Heinschel like signed stuff. Like just a ridiculous amount. Pylons, helmets, jerseys, pictures, all of it. Like let's let this breathe for a few weeks before we I didn't know why you didn't get that. I should have got all of that. The price that they were charging, I want a piece of history, but not that bad. Not that bad.
Okay.
So alas. Just two other real quick housekeeping items, and then we're actually just going to do our first giveaway right off the rip. And I don't know, Colin, you decide what we're going to give away first. Which are the three big items. Home Field Apparel, head on over there, guys. Use promo code Campus2Canton to get you 15% off. Colin recently used it to get me the shirt that he owes me because I won our.
Did it arrive yet? I sent you the tracking.
It did not. You did send it to me, and it's like actually shipped, but it hasn't gotten to my house yet. So
okay.
But
you don't know what it is.
I don't. Is it the Boise State shirt that I said I was going to buy you?
I don't know. Is it?
They have this one that says like "Let's go Cowgirl" or something on it that I told Colin.
Bronco Girl.
Oh, let's go Bronco Girl. So could be. I'd wear that out. Why not? And then we have actually recently, guys, and we haven't even talked about this anywhere yet or posted anywhere, but it obviously will be happening soon across many platforms. We are partnering with Fast Draft. Fast Draft, we have our promo code with Underdog for the college best ball. That's all over, which is a sad time. Fast Draft has, a ton of cool games over there that you can check out, best ball, and some DFS things as well. But the one that we're really, really interested in is the rookie only drafts that they do. They come out allegedly sometime in the next few weeks for next season. They had some this season. I don't know if anybody participated in them. I actually had never heard of it before, but I'm really, really intrigued by it. So we'll be doing some content around that, but you can use our promo code C2C and you'll get a deposit match up to, I believe, $50 is what I tried out earlier today and it worked. So you can sign up with it. And then when you deposit, then it'll show it once you get to that point in it. So go ahead and check that out as well. And like I said, we'll be doing some fun content on that once that starts to launch. So, all right, giveaway number 1, Colin, did I buy enough time for you to put together whatever board you're putting together over there that's going to help us pick a winner?
Yeah. So, and we also have to decide like what we want to give away.
That's what I said. What do you want to give away? Choose.
Choose. Okay. All right. Well, I think we do the home field apparel.
I agree. Let's do the home field gift card first, and we will email this to you, whoever wins. So, also there's so much soccer chat in the chat, which I appreciate it. I really, really do.
Yeah. I also have to stall for a minute here. There weren't enough lines on there.
You're doing great.
I had everybody entered, and then I ran into an issue.
Did you have to upgrade to a paid version to make it work to get enough spaces? Or?
Well, I was because
that's coming out of the gift card. I'm not footing the bill.
No, I was going to, but then I had to find a different one here real quick. So that was annoying. But if you are in the chat and you're listening, I have gotten everybody who has commented so far. But like the video while you're in there.
Subscribe to the channel.
Dropping the comments too.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm sorry to Jason Go Blue. I'm assuming Go Blue is a reference to Michigan. You are not eligible.
It's funny because James Mark says Colin doesn't care. Presumably about soccer. Colin actually loves soccer, so he definitely does care. So
I do. I used to play soccer as well. That was my main sport.
Would you believe at any given time he was at least a top 22 athlete on that field? At least.
Yeah. True.
At any given time.
Yeah. And I saw in somebody's review, I'm pretty sure it was Meth Lab's review, that he wanted to be able to add our own athletic measurables in there. We did have big wide receiver guy, Matt, run my athletic measurables. They were pretty good. They're pretty good. That's all I'm going to say.
What if you put you at an O-line?
No, I think he did running back.
That's what Felix is at. Somebody in the chat says just talk about Texas State's Brad Jackson coming back, which I don't know if you've addressed, but it's been brought up multiple times in the Discord over the past week or so. You've just had no comment on it. It's a little concerning.
What, Brad Jackson going back to Texas State?
Yeah,
of course. I mean, that's fair. You know what? It's a good point. I have not commented on that, but I should. I should have. I'm obviously very happy that he's coming back.
Did you?
I do. I have it set up. We're good.
Okay. Are we sharing the screen? Is this going to be so?
Yeah, we'll share the screen.
Everything's on above board here. Okay, good.
Yep. All right, here it is. Matt Bruning, sorry, you're not actually eligible to win, but you're in there anyway.
Here, we'll do that. No one needs to see our faces as you do this. All right.
Okay, here we go. Gonna do a random and Verzi.
Okay.
Verzi gets it.
Awesome. All right. So
we're gonna run it back for each one, but I'm just gonna remove you if you won. So
yeah, perfect. And we know where to find Verzi. So if he's not here tonight, not like literally, I can't drive this to his house, but he is in the chat. Okay, cool.
Yes. Or he was. He better still be there.
All right. Well, that's good news so far. So there we go. All right. All right. So now that first giveaway out of the way, and that again is the home field gift card. We still have the Jordan Tyson jersey, the lifetime membership, and the guides to go out there. There he is. Hey, what's up, Bearsy? He says, "Sweet, thanks." So yeah, we'll get that emailed over to you in the not so distant future here. We're going to just talk about some of the dumb stuff we said on here over the years. We try to go back. I mean, it's like, how many hours do you think? 600? So it's a lot of hours.
It's a lot of hours, man.
We couldn't listen to it all. We tried to pick out some of our favorite and least favorite takes over the years that we thought would be fun to talk about on the show. Some lessons we've learned, just how we've changed the C2C players over the past 5 years. But we did want to lead off the show with some actual football talk, I think. And I think really the relevant thing right now is the transfer portal. We're going to get a ton more names over the next few days, weeks, whatever. But I did just want to talk about some of the first wave of guys that are hopping in here. And, just kind of, I don't know if we really need to speculate, but just talk about, how sought after some of these guys are and if it's really moving the needle for us. There really aren't any tight ends. So we just have some QB, some running backs, some wide receivers. I think right now the prized player in the pool from C2C perspective is probably Nick Marsh, wide receiver from Michigan State, who was felt like the first guy in. I mean, I don't know. What do you think about Nick Marsh and like where he could go? I mean, I think pretty much every big program, sans maybe one or two, are probably going to at least give him a phone call, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think they have to. He's the prize name in the portal right now, and I mean, there's been some speculation like will Cam Coleman enter, and some other people could potentially enter, but I don't know if I see anybody like there won't be two better wide receivers that enter than him. Like maybe Cam Coleman will, I don't know, but like I think a lot of teams are going to be really interested in Nick Marsh. I think the big question mark is, obviously where is he going to go? Because he's from Michigan, is he not?
Nick Marsh?
Yes, he is. Like
he was from River Rouge High School, which is somewhere in Michigan. I'm not familiar with Michigan geography, but somewhere in there.
Yeah. So, he's where's he going to go? Is he going to go to Michigan and pair up with the other Marsh, or is he going to leave the state? I have a feeling he leaves the state.
I mean, I think if he's smart, he leaves the state, but who knows? That could be up for debate. I don't know. Somebody says get Marsh to OSU to pair with Smith, elite wide receiver pairing. I'll be honest. It'll even be day one. I don't know that he's better than Chris Henry Jr. from like a true freshman, Chris Henry Jr. on day one. I don't know. I don't think he is. I think I will have Chris Henry Jr. ranked ahead of him when we get into ranking the freshmen, which will be in the new years when we flip everything over. So
yeah,
I don't know that they need him with what else they have there. I do agree. Like the rest of the room there, though, at Ohio State, if we kind of need to have a real conversation, is not very good. So they do. I mean, if Henry hadn't signed, I think that would be a distinct possibility. They would have at least given him a call.
Yeah, I agree. I think Henry is probably. I think Henry steps on the field and is a starter day one. If Nick Marsh comes in, that could potentially ruin that. But I think Chris Henry is more talented overall. It's just like the veteran versus the freshman. I feel like it would probably go towards the veteran. But
I mean, the tough part about that is none of them can play in the slot.
True. Also true.
I mean, I guess you could design a specific rule, but I don't think. Oh, well, no, sorry. I meant with between if you had Henry.
Oh, yeah. All three of them.
And, And Innis can play the slot. And what happens with him next year. And so can, what's his name? The kid that came out of Illinois a couple years ago that went there. I forget his name. What?
Graham?
Yeah, Smiling Graham. He can play slot too. But yeah, that room is actually really, really pretty poor right now. So, which is interesting. Yeah. The people in the chat know. I forget Mylan Graham every time, probably because he's not really relevant anymore, unfortunately. Yeah, I think, if we're wish casting places for him, but it's tough to say because I think there's going to be a ton of QB movement in the portal this year as well that I think is going to make some spots that currently are appealing, maybe less so, and spots that are not very appealing right now, maybe a little more interesting. So tough to send him one place. James, here's Marsh to Vandy. It's a good degree. I don't know that I would send any guys that have like legitimate NFL hopes. Still feels like a little send me a guy to the NFL and then maybe like I'll be a little more willing to jump in outside of Jared Curtis here, who obviously we're interested in for the next few years. James says USC. I would actually hate that, not because I don't think that he's better than some of the other guys there, but we got to let some of these guys breathe a little bit, and that would be Feaster, Hines. They brought in somebody else this year in this year's class too.
Prince Strong.
Don't start with me, Colin. What are you drinking live on a show?
I was thirsty, man.
We there's like two rules to okay.
We don't go live often. We don't go live very often.
MethLab says Nick Marsh to Washington. Could be interesting.
Yeah.
Florida could be interesting. I mean, there's a bunch of spots. Miami could be interesting. They kind of need a bigger guy.
Oh, Miami. Yeah. I mean, they'll have to go out and get a quarterback.
I just presume every year they're going to go out and get a quarterback. So
thank you, Meth Labs. Thank you. I was thirsty.
No eating on camera, no drinking on camera are the rules here, Colin. So unless it's like a little coffee cup that you can, classily sip out of. So someone says Texas.
LSU, Texas. Yeah.
Those are both great spots, honestly. Yeah. Premium spots. Feels like a spot that somebody could wind up.
Somebody's going to end up at LSU. Kiffin's going to portal a wide receiver.
Yeah.
So
he apparently has $1 bajillion to spend. So
yeah,
be interested to see what they end up doing with all that cash. And then someone said Levitt and Baxter to Clemson. I'll be honest, I don't think you want Baxter. I think he's going to command a lot more money than what anybody should reasonably spend on him based on what he's looked like over the past year, really since his career began. He missed the sophomore year with the knee, and you could maybe wish away this year because of the recovering from or coming back from injury, but he's not looked good a single day in his college career so far. So I think he's one that's like kind of a portal landmine. It feels like right now, especially with how replaceable running back is in certain spots.
Yeah,
he's on the list here. We can talk Baxter.
How about we just agree to play for Sam Levitt in the Pinstripe Bowl? Winner gets Levitt. Penn State and Clemson.
You think he wants to go up there where it's a little chilly?
He's not from anywhere that's like super warm, is he?
No, he's not. I forget where he's from.
I felt like he was from like the Midwest.
I'm pretty sure he is.
So
Oregon.
Close enough.
Not
to
Midwest,
right? It's also cold.
Yeah, it's all the same. Sam Levitt to Oregon. Dante Moore leaves. Think about it. I don't think they really offered him out of high school, or like maybe they did, but like didn't show any interest. I think there's some bad blood there. I don't know that that's a move that he's going to make, but
yeah,
Sam Levitt. What do you think of him skipping their like year-end banquet thing? Feels a little classless, right?
Does a little bit. There's Arizona State QBs, man. Yeah. And now it wasn't Jaden Daniels that was classless when he left. It was the teammates who trashed his locker. But Arizona State does not take transfers lightly.
Just get a kind divorce between the two parties. I don't know. That's so much to ask. It's funny because Dillingham too, like one of I think it was their offensive tackle that entered the portal today, and Dillingham was tweeting like, "Someone's getting a stud." Like it's not like Dillingham's like mad at him, or I mean maybe he is, but I don't think he would publicly show that. So there is no easier coach to portal for than Kenny Dillingham and the entire planet, and you can't even show up to your year-end banquet and say, thanks, coach. Yeah, it's a little questionable. I don't know. The family seems a little crazy there.
We'll see. But yeah, somebody said Indiana in the chat. Levitt. I feel like Sorsby to Indiana feels like that's what's going to happen.
I bet I can Photoshop a jersey on him so quick, an Indiana jersey. So, I I do always wonder, like, if I left the place, I don't know that I would want to go back.
Maybe, but this is a different staff.
It is.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just, once you put something in the rear view on something that's supposed to have a short shelf life, apparently these dudes all want to play like 9 years. But
yeah,
and I don't know. That would be my personal inclination, but I guess that's just me. Honestly, I think the best QB in the portal is right now, and I do wonder. He's rated the highest, but I do wonder. Colton Joseph was one of those guys that I really don't know how well he would transition depending on what spot he lands at.
Yeah, that'll be a real interesting one. I don't know. Like, are the top teams actually going to be interested in him?
I think some somewhat decent sized local teams will.
Like Virginia Tech.
I do think they'll think about it. Have they hired an OC yet? I know they've hired Pry as the DC. I haven't seen if there was an OC yet.
I don't think so.
Because that could maybe dictate. Just because I don't know. I mean, we see guys make the step up all the time. I would be slightly concerned depending on how much they're willing to kind of let a guy run around a little bit, what that marriage would look like. But
yeah, I mean, if Franklin keeps the control that he had over the offense before, he's very much not going to want you to run around.
He's let guys do it before. He's let guys do that before.
He has, but you have to also be controlled when you do it because there's nothing more that he hates than turnovers.
So I don't know, because McGloin was him, right?
McGloin, McGloin was not the guy who was running around though. McSorley.
Oh, it was McSorley. You're right. Sorry. Thank you. McDonald. I don't know, all these damn hillbilly names that they got going to Penn State.
Clifford.
Appeals to the fan base, That's all I gotta say about that.
And also, by the way, James, thank you. I did see the Matt Campbell getting off the plane video. It was a good video. Arriving at the airport.
Where does he get off the plane? It's not near State College. It's not near State College. According to can't land a damn plane in there. Whose complaint was that? Who was the first person that complained about that? Was it Franklin?
Yeah, it was Franklin.
Of course. Fun times. James says Rayola's going to be probably going to transfer. I mean, Nebraska fired his uncle. I don't know.
Fired his dad. So
like that's uncle. I don't know if that's
uncle.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, maybe he doesn't like his uncle, or maybe he doesn't give a shit. If he's like, you're paying me $4 million, you can fight. You can kick my brother in the balls when he gets here in the fall. His brother's not going there anymore. But maybe he doesn't care. I don't know. But
for $4 million, you can kick my brother in the balls.
For that much money, I'll let them kick your brother in the balls too. Quite frankly, depending on who it is, I'm gonna let them kick me in the balls. Do you remember a couple years ago when Matt Bruning almost had to well, I don't think that ever really got close, but he that was one of his, if this happens, somebody can come over and kick me full speed in the balls. What was that?
I don't remember what that one was.
It wasn't Joe Milton. It was the dude who was the QB that was at Florida that got somehow mocked as like a first round guy.
Who was
terrible.
Who was that? Starts with an E, I think. No.
There's 26 letters in the alphabet, man. I'm not going to go down the list here and try to guess with you, but
they mocked him to the Eagles, I feel like.
I don't remember who it was, but we were all like, this dude's like not even draftable. And they were like, maybe first round. Emory Jones. Yeah.
Emory Jones. Yeah. Started with an E. Yeah. I was right.
Got it. Yeah. Yeah, you were right. And we've had some close encounter. Well, that one wasn't close, but we've had some interesting tattoo bets and stuff over the years that we've been somewhat close on. So, but we've never, no one's ever had to bite the bullet on any of these big ones yet. It's gonna, someone's gonna get got.
Mox was really sweating I think it was Will Levis.
It was Will Levis. Yeah, he said if Will Levis is a first round pick, I'll get the silly goose tattooed on me. So yeah, that was a good one. I think he also did it for Malik Willis, which felt a lot more obvious. And these were like a year in advance too. This isn't like the day.
Yeah.
Of, but
Yeah.
Yeah. Good times. What were we talking about? Colton Joseph.
Portals.
Colton Joseph kicking the ball. Little column A, little column B. The only other real interesting guy, he wrote down Kenny Minchie. He doesn't have any experience yet. I think he can go and start somewhere, but how appealing is? Oh, we were talking about Raiola first, and we should finish that thought.
Raiola.
I think Raiola is really dependent on your OC because anybody that wants their QB to run at all, he just can't really do it. So, it's just going to be highly dependent on what schematically is going to fit for him in terms of, and potentially under the portal where he ends up. So it's something to keep in mind with him.
Does that feel like a name that Lane would try and go get? I don't
Lane
think he fits that.
Lane likes some mobility though.
He does, but it just feels like a name that he would try and go get.
I mean, honestly, Lane and Dillingham. Lane and Levitt feel Levitt feels like a Lane Kiffin QB.
Yeah.
There's some Jackson Dart gamer, do whatever to Levitt.
Yeah,
that I think
that's fair.
Would be really, really appealing if I had to guess. But I mean, again, we're trying to wish cast. I mean, I think there's going to be upwards of 40 QBs that could be starting week one, and maybe even more than that. I mean, I don't know what this year's was. Maybe that's a stupid.
Austin Simmons has to portal too, right?
Well, Chambliss is allegedly done. He said he's applying for a waiver. He hasn't. See that Trinidad Chambliss has a commercial now?
Yeah. Yeah, that was good.
I was like, what?
He's transferring to AT&T.
Good for him that he leveraged 8 weeks of football into an AT&T commercial. And probably made a nice little.
Well, how dare you disparage the time he spent at Ferris State?
Do you think he had a car dealership? We'll do it for you or something, and up in wherever Ferris State is. I probably is the town Ferris. I don't know, but
it's not the state.
No, it's in Michigan, right? Is that accurate?
Well, I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure.
But anyway, maybe he did.
There's gonna be even less fact checking than usual on this show tonight. This is a little bit dangerous because we can, when we're not live, we can actually pause it, which we definitely do sometimes. And you're like, we probably should figure that out.
Yeah.
Andrew says, do you think Nico stays at UCLA? I don't know. I don't really care. I mean, I'm sure there's some sort of financial incentives that make that probably more appealing to him because I don't know that anybody else would pay him more money. Plus, his brother's there. His dad is kind of a greedy SOB though, so I don't really know. But I can't imagine more better money is out there for. Nico.
Yeah, it's not like he went to UCLA and then played really well, and now he's gonna take a jump up.
Yeah, so I thought the stuff at the beginning of the year, and we talked about this, I think, on the show at some point. I thought the how bad he was, quote unquote, was overblown. I just UCLA was just ass. And then, they turned around a little bit with the coaching.
They snapped out of it in that Penn State game.
They sure did. We have to get into the whole Penn State game. I still maintain that. They just hit him on the perfect day with the perfect thing. And that was just very unfortunate for Penn State that happened that way. Fortunate for me, unfortunate for them. But yeah, I don't know where else he would go. And I don't think that UCLA has enough intriguing whatever pool that they're well, we're going to go get this guy. I don't know. I have a feeling the way the contracts were structured, this money is not contingent on him being good and or the whims of the UCLA admin, but I could be wrong on that. No thoughts, Colin?
No, not really. I don't think I think he'll stay, especially seeing what Chesney was able to do with Alonzo Barrett. So, I think he can use Nico's mobility a little bit. I think he can maybe make the best out of the situation there for Nico.
You say Barrett?
Is it Barnett?
It's Barnett, yeah.
Barnett, okay. Yeah. Close enough.
Make sure we're all on the same page here. On the list of names that you've mispronounced.
I thought we weren't fact checking.
Oh, no, you misunderstood. I'm fact checking you, but the royal we are not fact checking the royal we. So that's how that's going. If you guys got any other names that you want to wish cast into the portal, drop them in as we're chatting here, and we can definitely get to them. I expect there to be a lot of QB movement, is what I would say. Like a lot of freshmen that didn't really play this year, that I think could step in and play somewhere else. I think there's going to be some interesting names there for sure. What do you think Keelan Russell does if Ty Simpson comes back? I think if Ty Simpson comes back, that's an open competition for what it's worth.
I think so too. So I think he'll stay. I think what's going to be really interesting this year is the spring. It's not, they don't have a transfer window, but I just don't see how they're going to stop people from transferring after the spring.
Yeah, you just drop out of school and
and then
sign up somewhere else.
Yeah,
and we just saw Jake Retzloff do that. So
I don't think they're actually going to be able to stop people from moving. So I think he'll stay at least through spring. Russell will.
Yeah, kind of makes sense. All right, should we do giveaway number 2? So it says in the sheet, at least.
It does say it in the sheet. It does say it.
We're
doing the Tyson jersey?
Yeah, we'll do the Tyson jersey next. Yeah.
Okay. Am I able to what?
I was gonna say, like, are you able to, like, I saw you were frantically typing all the names again for a second time.
No.
Oh, you weren't? No, okay. I was gonna say, is there no way to like duplicate that or like go back and?
Yeah. No. We're good.
You've got it figured out. You're smart. Wow. I'm not gonna finish that thought.
Thank you.
I didn't finish the sentence.
It's close enough. And then we did
AI can fill in the rest of that. Make it sound just like me too.
We did get the other 2 people who commented in the chat since we've done that. Andrew Paulson and TP Wilson. So you guys are on the list here as well. Definitely chat us if you're here. That's the only way to get entered.
At this point.
And then at this point. You could still go leave us reviews. We're not gonna be upset if you leave us a review. But okay, here we go. Matthew Tincher.
All right. We know where to find him.
I know him too. Yeah.
So cool. So Jordan Tyson jersey. Mm-hmm. Please, dear God, let him be in the United States. I believe he is, because he is. We had one a few years ago where I had to ship something to like Holland or something, and I was like, this is way more shipping than I anticipated spending. Thought it was gonna be I just send it via USPS for $12.99. It gets there in 7 to 10 days. Little different setup otherwise. So okay, cool. All right, so we've given away the Tyson jersey, we've given away the home field gift card. So we did want to walk down so international gifts will bite you like that. Yeah, that was a good time. But I feel like we can't. I don't know. I don't want to rule things out for the international folks. At one point, we were like the number 4 fantasy show in like
Germany. I think it was.
I think it was Germany as well. So So good times there. All right, we wanted to walk through memory lane on some takes that we've had over the years, and like I said, we have maybe 500 to 600 hours worth of this show that we could have gone back and listened to, and I ain't got that kind of time. But some of the ones that stuck out to us that were especially bad is what we mostly want to focus on, because I think that's a lot more fun to talk about than being right, although we certainly will talk about some of the things that we were right on. I'll lead us off.
Some of our greatest hits.
Yeah, I think we got some good ones. Okay. Luke says, okay, hear me out on another giveaway. Colin cooks you a dinner. Who says no?
Well, the problem we just have to figure out the logistics on that. Like, do I come to your house and cook you a dinner? Like, do I cook it and then package it up in a box, like one of those like Factor meals or those Hello Fresh things? That's rude.
We were number 4, so how we would be the only show in Germany?
Yeah,
for anybody,
there's at least 4.
But we were the only show at the time that started off going so I think that probably drew people in right off the rip, and then after that it was I think they kind of slowly realized that the show it was
Welcome. I think that's how you say it.
Is that how you say it? I spent a summer in Germany, and the only thing that I still really remember, because when I was there, everyone that's our age, like I was like 20 at the time, wanted to speak English. They did not want to speak They did not want to speak German to me. They were working on their English, and the only thing I had learned is Ein Bier bitte. So still got that one in the back pocket whenever I get there.
Ich bin ein Berliner.
Okay, John F. Kennedy, or who was that who said that? Was it John?
I think it was. Yeah,
it was some president. I think. Yeah, I don't remember which one.
Yeah.
But what can we know in history?
Wasn't that your major?
Yeah, we don't have to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I didn't learn anything.
I'm just saying, you know history.
History was the lesser of two evils of degrees that I could get to go to law school. I had to choose to pick something that involved a lot of reading and writing and researching, and it was either that or political science. So that was how I ended up there.
Fair enough.
Hated every day of it. Unless you're one of my professors that's listening. Hey guys, I loved your class. All right. I'm going to start it off with a topical one, because we are, as we are getting some play-by-play in the chat here, the Eagles are playing the Chargers. I did not think Oronde Gadsden was a pro football player, at least not in the United States, or at least not in the NFL. So said that multiple times. I still am not totally convinced on him, for what it's worth. It's just hyper-specific usage, but he's been getting it. So that's one that I talked about a lot on the show over the years, because people would ask us about Gadsden, and I was like, please stop asking me about Gadsden. He's terrible. He's at least okay, allegedly.
Yeah, I think we were both on that boat, but you were definitely more vocal about it.
Oh, and if you're in the chat and you can remember bad takes we've had over the years, please feel free to drop them in here.
Yes.
Unless they hurt my feelings, please be nice about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I'm sure somebody in the chat will probably bring up my first ones on the list here. They're classics for me. Hudson Card and Austin Mack both. I feel like just lumping those both into one. I was very in on Hudson Card, man. I thought he was going to win that job at Texas, especially after Quinn Ewers transferred. Then he was fighting with Casey Thompson, and then he did get to start, and he wasn't very good. But then he went to Purdue and was.
I said we'll always have the Purdue years.
Yeah, was sort of okay and a little bit usable from time to time at Purdue. So that was fun. And Austin Mack, who knows? I mean, he's going to enter the transfer portal. Who knows where he goes? Maybe he goes somewhere fun.
Maybe he's just happy to sit at Alabama for 4 years
and earn that Alabama degree.
Alabama's like a decent school, right?
I just assume no, but I.
Oh, then why would you assume that, Colin?
Do I have to say it out loud?
Quick in the chat, how many of you are from Alabama before we drop this hot take? This is what I had thought too. Andrew said it improved a lot once Saban showed up. Yeah, they were able to be like, Florida was like this under Urban actually too, where they were able to be like way more particular with the quality of student that they were admitting because of the amount of applications they were getting. That happens. I knew it happened in Florida for sure. I didn't know about. And now Florida's like top 15 school in the country, or top 10 or something. It's bounced way up. Yeah, good times. And Luke says, so this one I feel a little validated on this, because I said for basically, Ashton Genty is in terms of like out of high school, was probably can hang up your hat after that one. Don't have to go back and do this anymore. I still don't think he was a first round talent, but he did go in the first. So from that perspective, definitely incorrect. But I don't know. I don't know. I think the heart of that statement still feels pretty correct to me.
Yeah, because we were on Genty early, and like you said, like we had that interview with him as a freshman. We're hyping him up this whole time, and then the hype just like totally jumped the shark, and people were talking about him being like a generational prospect. He has some of the best like analytics and numbers out there or whatever. And like, I don't know. I agree with you. I wouldn't have taken him in the first round. I wouldn't have taken any of the running backs in that class in the first round. But yeah, I mean, I feel like we're a little bit validated, at least on Genty right now, because he's not really doing that well. Like, I still think he can bounce back. Like, I still think he'll be a solid
the Raiders are
running
bad,
back.
But that's kind of the whole point.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what. I think one of my all-time favorite comps that was wrong was my Zay Flowers is a worse De'Ami Brown. I do feel like they're in the same class of player, like in terms of like what they do. But obviously, I think I had that backwards.
Yeah.
Also did not like Drake London.
Yeah, I was gonna call that one out. I listened to a bunch of old shows in prep for this, and the one quote that I had pulled up was you saying that you would much rather have Jaden Walley than Drake London.
Yeah, good times. Jaden Walley's a really good one. Shout out Jaden Walley. What's he up to nowadays? Is he still playing college football? Is he graduated? I'm gonna look him up. Hey, should I search Jaden Walley LinkedIn, or do you think if I just search Jaden Walley, something will come up that I can find him?
I think so. I think you just search him.
Well, yes, let's see. Mississippi State. Is this 2025? That's 2024.
Something that we talked about early, though, while you're looking for what Jaden Walley's doing now.
Jaden Walley has a Wikipedia page. And I didn't make it.
Oh, okay.
That's interesting.
But one of the things that we talked about when we first just started discussing the Podversary here thing, we're like, oh, we'll go back and listen to some old shows. We listened to the very first episode 5 years ago.
Yeah.
There's a player that Austin brings up that is still in school. He was like, oh, I would buy this guy. And he had just finished school this year.
Oh, is it Chip?
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, I would buy Chip training him. Like, I think he's like going to be really good. And just finished.
We also, I think in that first episode, maybe it's the second episode, we talked about the Oregon freshman wide receivers who were coming in that year, who were Troy Franklin and Dante Thornton.
Mm-hmm.
We had a long discussion about that. I remember that. You liked Thornton more, and I didn't like either, I think was how the discussion shook out at the time as freshmen.
I think at the time, yeah. But then as it progressed throughout college, I was like, like Thornton was just a one-trick pony. Like, he did not develop. He's still a one-trick pony.
I took a lot of him in I took in both my dynasty leagues. I took him this year in rookie drafts in like the third or fourth round. No harm in it. I seem to like him in the preseason. I tried to trade him, but even Trav in our home league wouldn't buy him. I tried real hard. He's kind of the sucker for hype guy in our home league. Yep. You can usually flip some guys over on him, but could not pull that one off, unfortunately.
Yeah, we know he doesn't listen to this.
No,
we know he didn't even know our website.
He was trying to trade with me a few weeks ago, and we also have a home C2C league, and he's in that, and he was trying to.
Makai Lemon, I think, wasn't
it? It was Makai Lemon. I have Makai Lemon. He was trying to get Makai Lemon off me for weeks, and I had sent him a screenshot of like the top, like the 10 players above and below Makai Lemon in the C200, and I was like, this is the guys that we have around. And he was like, where's this from? And I initially told him yourmom.com, like, and he's like, no, really, where's that? He came back like 2 days later. He's like, no, really, where's that from? And I was like, you have a subscription to Campus to Canton. And he was like, oh, and he was like, I guess I got to upgrade the membership. Like 2 seconds later, we got the little thing. It was like, oh, this person upgraded their membership. So that was a good time. This is a really fun one. This is a really fun one. That Bo Nix for an entire offseason was an audit. It was like if you sat on the clock too long and
you time it out.
Bo Nix. Yeah, that is a good one.
Yeah.
That's a really, really fun one. So
I think I'm up next with my miss. This is a pretty epic one, honestly. David Bell, wide receiver 1 in that class.
Up until the end times?
I mean, it was like right up until like the draft hype started to flip. So like it was like in that off season when
that was excusable maybe after like freshman year.
No, it was like right up until like that off season. And then like Wilson, Olave, London's, Pickens, Burks, Jameson Williams, they were all getting like first round hype. And David Bell was very much not. So at that point, I kind of like pivoted. I was like, all right, the NFL doesn't like him as much as I do. I got to drop him. And he didn't test at the combine, I don't think.
I don't remember. Probably not.
Or it wasn't like abysmal.
He's another guy I got to look up, David Bell, LinkedIn, because I think he retired.
He was in the Browns.
Yeah, I think he retired though.
No, I don't know. Maybe he did.
Maybe this past offseason or earlier this year. I think he had like some medical thing also happened that he wasn't supposed to play anymore.
Cool. So I wasn't wrong. It was just a medical thing.
Oh, he sucked because of that, not because he's bad. Okay, that's good. This is good.
Yeah, but yeah, that was a bad one.
Andrew said earlier this season. Yeah, the people are quick to let you know that he retired and that you're a big dum dum. So
yeah.
Likewise,
I was a big fan of David Bell. He was my guy.
Yeah, I don't think there's any shame in that. I also think one name that we hung on to a really long time, and I think maybe ended up coming around and working out when maybe it shouldn't have, was Boutte.
Yeah.
That was a tough one. We were still like after the sophomore year and the injury, we're like, we still think he probably should be the wide receiver one in the class, and it obviously didn't exactly work out like that. But that was one that we hung on to that for a really, really, really long time.
Yeah.
So has he ever said what that injury was?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I've seen it anywhere.
But
like you said, he's coming back around a little bit.
Why is there a guy in the booth in this game right now wearing a Sully outfit? I don't have the sound on.
It's the Monsters Inc. It's like the NFL fun game or whatever. So if you turn on a different channel, you can see them all playing as Monsters Inc. Creature.
What is like the demographic that we are attempting to harness? Children are in bed. It is 9:30.
Yeah,
that makes sense. It's Sunday at 1. If you can pass this off to I can get my daughter to watch.
They did the Falcons and the Jags. I don't remember if it was last year or 2 years ago in London. It was like the Toy Story game. And they had like Slinky as like the line, like the chains. That was pretty funny.
I just don't understand.
Yeah, that was like the morning game. So like I understood that.
Whatever. People that make a lot more money than I'll ever make in my life get to sit in a room and make that decision, I guess. Although with your guys' help, if you can make camp big enough, maybe not. Charlie says in the chat, traded Marvin Harrison Jr. for Boutte after Marvin Harrison's freshman year. That trade was looking much worse 1.5 years ago than it does now.
Yeah,
there are some. I've had some trades that look like going both directions, like awesome for a year and a half, awful for a year and a half, and then like back to awesome. Like I've done the inverse of that. I've had ones that just like I've had some really fun ones over the years that you just never know how some of these are going to wind over like a 5 to 7 year span, which is it makes it really, really interesting for sure. Yeah. I did some trades this week actually, Colin. Do you want to tell me if these were bad or not?
Yeah, hit me. I think I know the one you mentioned it in our chat.
Yeah, I did 2 trades in the same league. I traded Mekhi Lemon and Hunter Henry for Rashee Rice, which obviously wasn't so hot this week, but feeling better about that one in the future. And then I also traded Kawan Lacey, Lincoln Cure, and then like a late supplemental pick flip for Devontae Adams. I kind of liked that.
I like that too. I think that you're getting Adams for probably like another 2 to 3 years, to be honest, at like a pretty high level.
One of the best takes I've ever had on the show. For anybody that's a newer listener, we also used to do a weekly NFL show. They were kind of linked together. They got less linked over the course of 3.5 years or whatever that we did it. And by the end, I was just so ready to die every time we had to get on and do that NFL show.
Yeah, it was tough to drag Austin on to the shows on Thursdays.
Little checked out. I do a lot of shows. Okay. seemed cuter in theory when we first
when we
started.
came up with it. It was Campus Life and Canton Bound. Campus to Canton. We were covering both sides of it. It felt like a good idea.
Which, by the way, we're still noodling with changing the name of the show, just like the Campus to Canton podcast or show or something stupid,
Yeah.
but or not something generic. But one of the first takes I can remember dropping on that show was that I thought Davante Adams was going to have the Larry Fitzgerald career arc, where he would age like real gracefully for like till he was like 38. I still feel really, really good about that.
Yeah, that's fair. I want to let you know, for the record, I'm thirsty and I really want to take a drink, but I'm not because you're, yeah.
Here, hold on.
You
go ahead, Colin.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead. Do what you got to do. I'll play. Okay, I'm good. We're back. All right. And Shane says it's the 111 and 112 enough to get Dak. Is this supplemental picks? Because if yes, that would not be close at all.
No, if it's Dynasty Superflex,
I still would not. But maybe somebody would. I think Dak might be. I think Dak and Baker Mayfield are my two most rostered QBs. I freaking love Dak Prescott in fantasy, so I am definitely not the right person to ask this. I love Dak.
I could see if you're talking like Dynasty Superflex, I could see that being enough to get it. Yeah, Dynasty Superflex. I mean, I could see some team taking that potentially.
It's a year where there's no QBs to replace him.
Yeah, that's I think the difficult part.
So especially like the 111, 112. Like I just don't know that. Like we just did.
Actually, that late you might actually have somebody there.
Well, yeah, but it's like Ty Simpson, which is just like wet fart sound. We're doing right now. I guess we'll probably be coming out some sort of article or something, some sort of content soon. They'll probably talk about it on Back to Debbie. I think that's what they did last year. We're doing like an early mock right now with the Debbie team. And I think Mendoza went like 105 or 6 or something. And something like that. And Dante Moore went like 111.
And I think I took Ty Simpson at like 205, which I didn't even love, but like I feel like you got to take that quarterback there.
I don't like Dante Moore. I think I'm pretty out on Dante Moore. We talked about this.
I don't think so. I don't think you said you were out on him, but I just think you were worried about it. But
the issues haven't gotten better.
I think he needs to come back.
So I don't know. Just throwing that out there, but who knows? I just see media people like he needs to come out. He's gonna. I'm like, according to who?
Adam says Dante at 111 over Mendoza at 105 every time, twice on Sunday.
Well, I don't disagree with acquisition cost. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I possibly disagree with that just because if I remember correctly, when we were going through this exercise, like after Mendoza, you hit like I like some of these players for the record, but like the Concepcion, like
I think I took Kenyon Williams in that range.
Sadiq tier, like. I don't at that point, like you just take the QB and you hope that they work out over some of those guys. So I don't know.
Yep. Andrew brings up a good point. Shador was supposed to go top 3.
I do have a very strong feeling that Dante Moore wouldn't talk himself down multiple rounds through the pre-draft process. But yes, because Malik Willis was as well, and I don't think that he had that problem. So yes, Levis, yeah, there's a lot of them. I still kind of like Garrett Nussmeier. Can we have that discussion? This could be when we do our 10-year anniversary. We talk about how I was way too in on Garrett Nussmeier for way too long.
Yeah, yeah, yep.
Strong.
Best takes.
I just want to say I also hated on Nick Marsh for weeks last year, and then I had very angry Michigan State fans DMing me for weeks before I finally came around on that. But okay,
was it Dwight?
It was not Dwight, actually. It was not Dwight. And I didn't know that there were more Michigan State fans than that. So right off the bat, that was news to me. But it was very, very odd. Best takes. I don't know. Where do we want to start? I think like I said, I think the Ashton Jetty stuff out of high school is just like one that you just put your hat on it if you want and just walk away and say, I don't need to, we'll leave with that. We'll leave off with that one. I don't think I'll ever do a better take than that.
I think Quinshon Judkins is up there too. Matt and I both liked him. But he was somebody that Matt gets a lot of the love for Quinshon, and I think that's fair because he was a lot more vocal about it. But we were both in on Quinshon. But yeah, I mean, I think we nailed that class. We nailed that class.
Yeah, we did a pretty good job. So I think, yeah, I mean, I think obviously our process gets, in my opinion, a little bit better every year on that stuff. And obviously you're going to miss on recruiting stuff, but I think our team is really, really good. I know we're behind the scenes for this year. I've got 300 players fully graded already. And Matt, big wide receiver guy, has 450. Matt has said that he wants, I think, to watch like every FBS commit and signee this
insanity.
Year. And I do think it's going to be really interesting because I think we're going to have at least 2 sets of eyes on every player this year, which I think will help a little bit. Plus, our data scores get more refined and all that good stuff. So I think we get a little better on that side of things every year.
Stuff.
Yeah. So
yeah, and we got people in the chat here hyping us up too. We were on Sellers. Lotier Brooks.
Like Sellers. Sellers is a tough one to sell in retrospect, though, because if you weren't kind of digging into that stuff at the time, like Sellers was a very, very late big time riser in the services. And so if you go and just look at like his composite, I think he finished at like QB 15 or something like that. And you're like, you guys were like, he was like your QB 11 or something. You weren't that higher than market. But we had him that high for months because he didn't play his junior season. He was injured and missed a lot of it. And so he was like one of those late guys to catch up. So that one, like if you don't know that and you look back now, you're like, you guys were just on market. And yeah, that's kind of how that went.
Yeah.
So let's see. Someone says Mendoza or Cornell Tate. Tate for me. But obviously I understand the, like, I think I used to be more this way in Dynasty, and obviously like I've really shed pretty much all my Dynasty. But I think, and he said I lean that too, but I think there's an interesting discussion. I was just going to say, I think I used to lean heavier into like, I would just take the QB, and I think I'm a little less so on that now until you get to the back end of the first round. And then I start leaning back. Like once it starts, I think like 110, 111, 112 second round, then I start thinking like, I'll just F it. Like I think like I took JJ McCarthy in our home Dynasty. I actually traded him before this year, but I was like, at the time I was like, I think JJ McCarthy stinks, but like I'll just take him here. And if he ends up being good, then that's cool.
And you had plenty of time to flip him too, if you wanted.
Yeah. Well, as a rookie, I
wouldn't have
that, but
yeah, that's fair. But like, I agree with you. I think it's Tate for me here too. I get the lean on Mendoza, the QB play. I think he's pretty comfortably the QB1 in this class, which while we're talking hits, he was my guy in the Devi guide. So fun fact there.
Mendoza. I think there's a case for Tate to be the 101, by the way.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Tate was another guy that I was like, why are we hating on Tate just because Jeremiah Smith is awesome? Like, doesn't make Tate not good.
I mean, Tate was legitimately not very impressive last year. I think he was a lot of projection coming into this year. I still have some questions about his ability to consistently win deep, like consistently. But I think some of the other stuff he's gotten, shown much better on this year.
Yeah, but I get what Scott's saying there too. Hard to pass on the QB1. I get that.
Yeah, I get it. I would take T, but yeah, I mean, I think there is at least a discussion to be had about it. But,
yeah,
strategically for me, that's where I'd go. And then Shane says, any running backs you guys think will go high? I mean, I think Love's the only one. I think when we did our mock, I think he's the only one that went in the first round. No, Haynes went top 4 as well. That was a little rich for my blood, but he went there. But I think he's the only guy that'll go first round unless somebody just like gets drafted crazy early.
Yeah. James says Haynes is dark horse.
Yeah.
I think Haynes is another guy that we were on as a company for a while. And
even through the
not
Bama
super,
stuff.
not super impressive because he was a higher ranked recruit.
We had that discussion. I can remember very distinctly in either June or July on the pod. It might have been like May. And I was like, we were talking about him and we were like, we've got him at like RB5, which essentially is baking in that he's good. Like there's no wiggle room that he's bad with our current ranking of him. So if we are not correct on this, then this is like an incredibly awful ranking. And it did turn out to be correct, but obviously those are ones that like, as you're sitting there thinking about it in the moment when you're doing some sort of those exercises, you're like, I don't know that that's the best idea. Dante Moore was another one that I think we had that exact same discussion where like we have him ranked at a point where there is no wiggle room if he sucks. And it luckily worked out for us. But there's been also plenty of other guys. Those are just two that are coming to mind right now that we've done that with, and it has not worked out particularly well. Jay Miller, if you want to talk about another Bama running back.
Where do we project Singleton? I still think Singleton is a top 50 pick.
The problem is that he's basically a large receiving back right now. How valuable is that to an NFL team? Like, is his size add extra value if you don't think that he's more than a space back, which I'm kind of skeptical on right now. That's what makes that hard.
I agree with you, and I don't think you're wrong. I think he's like a big Tevin Coleman, maybe like that type of.
That sounds awful.
I don't necessarily disagree with you.
It's like a turd in a cup.
Tevin Coleman had some good years, right? Let's dial that back a little bit. But I think NFL teams are still going to like his size, his speed, and his production. He's Penn State's all-time leading touchdown scorer. Like, they're gonna love that.
So crazy. I don't know that matters that much.
I just mean like that was something I'm using to highlight his level of production for like 4 years. And it was like good freshman year, fall off his sophomore year, good junior year, fell off his senior year. So it's like every other. So it's like,
well, the sophomore year we knew he was hurt, right?
Yeah.
They've not said anything, and he's not helping his case right now by not saying anything. I don't know.
Yeah. So. I still think Singleton's a top 50 NFL draft pick. But running back is just so much based on like where they go. So Dynasty says Rashad White, Antonio Gibson. I think both of those guys are better receivers than Singleton.
Yes.
I'm a Penn State guy. I like Singleton. I got his picture right there. Autograph.
You want to zoom it up? No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. There you
go. Dynasty Barry says, where does Emmett Johnson go in the NFL draft? I am not on the Emmett Johnson flavor of the hour train right now, and it's not that I think he's bad. I'm concerned how translatable some of the wiggle is. And he doesn't have a ton of juice, and so if you tell me that the wiggle only translates like 70% and he doesn't have that juice, I don't know what. I mean, that's like a contributing member of an NFL backfield, but in terms of like being extra interesting for us, I don't know.
I agree with that. I think he's one of those guys that's like fine. Where does he go in the NFL draft? He could go as high as like the back end of the third, I think is probably his ceiling, but I think he's more likely like a 4th round guy, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. We've seen productive 4th round running backs depending on the situation. Woody Marks was a 4th or 5th round guy. He's doing really well right now. Ramondre Stevenson, 4th round guy. He had some really solid years too. So like, it's not a death knell.
Marks actually doesn't feel like that bad of a comp for Emmett Johnson. If you want to, put up.
Just real quick, Singleton better than Allen for the NFL perspective. Yeah, I think Allen's just so limited athletic.
NFL teams are going to be way more interested in Singleton, I think. Just again, like he's a huge space back. I think that is interesting. Again, I said like to me, like I don't know that that's interesting, but maybe attractive
As
in some
people
instances.
into this pod, by the way, too, we're answering just a lot of questions from people in the chat. So, these questions aren't coming out of nowhere. We're getting asked in the chat.
Chat says South Carolina just hired Kendall Briles, who was at TCU. I think Briles has gotten a bit of a raw deal in terms of, like, I know TCU fans complain about their efficiency in the red zone, but I think it's a small quarterback problem. It's a Josh Hoover problem. And I like Josh Hoover, but that's just always going to be the nature of the beast when you have a small QB, unless it's Jalen Hurts and they can just push your way down the field in the red zone.
Well, Jalen Hurts isn't small because he can squat a Mack truck.
Does that matter a lot for red zone efficiency?
I mean, yeah, because they can just push it up.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what you're saying. But I'm saying, like, he can squat like an insane amount, so he's got a lot of power there.
But as we just watched him potentially turn the ball over again in the red zone, so that's somewhat kismet at the moment. I don't know if his arm is moving forward or not. I'm not watching that.
But yeah, no, I like that Kendall Briles hire at South Carolina. I think he's a good offensive coordinator. It's better than the guy they had. So.
Yeah. I don't. Does Briles keep Sellers?
I think he tries.
Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't try. Because what they have behind him is Sellers. Yeah, because I don't know that Aaron Nolan could be okay for them, but he wouldn't be my first.
They still have Dante Reno, right?
Fourth. No, Dante Reno transferred. He's at Yale with his dad, I want to say.
Get that degree.
So yeah, his dad's a coach there. So might be the coach, a coach. I don't remember.
He coaches
at Yale. Yes.
Any other hits you wanted to highlight here?
I said Bijan was the best running back in college football before he even played a snap. I think that was correct. I was pretty early on Tyler Warren.
Yeah, but in fairness, though, Gam gave you that take.
Gam's got an eye for talent. Tell you what. Rest her soul. But and I generally have been pretty on my wide receiver one in every single class from freshman perspective. So not counting Guy Hall, which has not worked out.
Yeah.
But JSN, Luther Bird, Mekhi Lemon, Decorian Moore, Michael Hudson. Still have some hope. I still have some hope. So yeah.
The ones I'll highlight, Devin Achane. I was on him pretty early. I think he went to the perfect situation there, but
the only one that I think would have worked out.
Yeah. So I was a big Devin Achane guy. Jalen McMillan and Roma Dunze, both of them. I was on those guys real early too.
And
then Jackson Dart.
James. I still love Mike Hudson like a son.
Cool.
And then Jackson Dart, you said?
Yeah, Jackson Dart. I never gave up the hope. I even had that bet with Nelly. I wonder, did Nelly ever donate to charity? I don't know. We did charity text.
We get together sometimes. We live pretty close.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we get together and have beers every now and then.
I knew he lived out that way.
Yeah.
Tell him he still has to donate. I think it was like $20 to charity or something like that. Tell him he still has to donate.
I'll tell him to buy me a beer. Split the difference.
That is charity. So
I'm thirsty. I'm calling. I'm thirsty.
No drinking.
And Shane, that's where it is. Nelly has retired. He works in like betting data stuff. Like that's what he does. Like he works for like a large company that does like that kind of work for like DraftKings or whoever. I don't know who their clients are. So he didn't want to do the fantasy stuff anymore when that was his full-time job, which is moderately understandable. So we good guy. Top lessons learned. We're just gonna each have a lesson that we've learned over the past 5 years. Mine is don't do a podcast with Colin Decker, but what's yours?
That's fair. Mine is athleticism matters a lot more for quarterbacks than I say but I used to think. I mean, the game has changed to a point where that matters more too. But like as we get more and more data on these all these recruits and everything like that, and we have that star index, like it's what anybody below a 0.8, right?
0.7.
Like that's the cutoff. 0.7.
Yeah.
0.7. It's like infinitesimally small that they're like a meaningful.
How was that pronounced again?
Infinitesimal. Is that not correct? How do you pronounce it?
Well, now you're gonna put me on the spot. I'm
gonna put you on the spot.
Infinitesimally is like the ending of it.
Infinitesimally.
Yeah, infinitesimally. There you go. James says, weird question, Austin, but do you go to any Whippy Old Games, which is the league here in Pittsburgh, to see a player? I don't, because the chat loved that. The nights that they play most of their games are Fridays, and I am either preparing for. I'll get to this next.
Right? Can you spell it? No, I cannot spell it.
I'm actually a very good speller, so I could spell it. Colin probably can't.
No.
But I don't really go because on Friday nights I'm preparing for the Saturday morning show, like all through the season, like doing graphics and like watching whatever games I need to watch, and so I short or watching high school games like other ones on my computer because it's easier to watch like multiple at one time. So to answer that question, I unfortunately don't, but I actually probably should go out and try to get to see Come On Spell, the 5-star next year's class, 2027. So yes.
Anyway. Back to lessons learned, athleticism at quarterback. Do you remember? So we weren't doing like actual I know you remember this. We weren't doing actual content at the time. But this was like when I first was like really getting into actual like scouting of players. I was writing up like a report for myself. I just did it for myself. But Josh Rosen was my number one quarterback in that class with Darnold and Baker and Allen and Jackson. I loved Josh Rosen, and he was just far and away the worst athlete out of that group. And I mean, obviously more reasons for his failure than just athleticism, but lesson learned.
It was really funny because at the time for Rosen, my big counterpoint on him was that when he makes a bad throw, the next 5 are almost always also bad because he spirals. And that is actually, funnily enough, basically exactly what happened in the NFL, which wasn't necessarily what I was like expecting, but that was just like one of my big notes on him back then. And James says, don't go to McKeesport. Yeah, I'm not going to McKeesport. We'll go see him somewhere else. We'll leave it at that. Top lessons learned. I left this blank. But what I think you have to be a lot more C2C, especially like supplemental drafts, but I think startups too. There's so many rounds, and I think there's a tendency or like a thought that you don't have to necessarily be like super intentional with every single pick. And I think one of the things that I've learned over the years is even though you have a lot of picks, that you really do need to be intentional with every single one, which I know can be hard, especially if you're in a lot of leagues. But that, not just kind of clicking on a guy because somebody said so, or, like those kind of like, I just, you really, need to kind of have a slight plan and, make sure you're balancing your roster and all that kind of stuff. So that's probably the biggest thing that I've learned over the years.
Okay.
If we're talking podcasting, are we talking like doing a show?
No, I just meant top lessons in general. I think it kind of, what you just said kind of plays into the next section too.
The biggest lesson I've learned on doing a show is as you do more and more of them, the preparedness level matters significantly. Like it just drops off a cliff after 30, 50, 80, 100. Not that we
200, 284, 273.
Obviously that we prepare for shows, but I want to go find the show sheet for the first show we ever did. Colin literally wrote a script. It was probably,
it was bad.
Colin's notes were like 8 pages because he was bad.
Yeah.
And you know more names. I can pull Well, I can pull the idea of Mylan Graham out of my butt and then let everybody else fill in the blanks. But you just have much more like encyclopedia knowledge as you go through the years that you can. And this is actually really, James says, can you please bring Dynasty PJ on a show? I will tell you right now, no, but he won't do it because I've seen him one time ever, and it wasn't working at C2C. I saw him during a staff meeting at Dynasty Nerds probably 7 or 8 years ago. And that's the only time I've ever seen him.
I don't think I've ever seen him.
You definitely have not.
I don't think I've ever seen his face. Yeah. So, no.
So I don't think he would.
Nobody knows what he looks like.
I don't think he would do it. Or at least he would come on with like sitting in the dark or something. But yeah.
With the head like marshmallow.
Now I'm picturing from was that rock star never stop or pop star never stop when he's got like the different helmets that he wears throughout the thing. But yes he I think he's pretty like I don't know that he will do it. But I will say I think Bruning has seen him as well. They're probably the only two people that still are like around doing fantasy stuff that have seen him. I guess like I don't know if like J-Wack was on that call or like those guys, but that's the only people that would maybe know. And Shane says, does he work as much as he chats? No, he does not. All right, we're gonna do one last giveaway, and then as I mentioned, we're just gonna give guides to everybody. So Podversary real quick. He says, any updates with other platforms picking up college fantasy football? We've heard nothing.
Yeah.
So
unfortunately.
That and I'm gonna be honest, I have seen the Benchwarmers at least twice. I do not remember. The only thing I remember from the Benchwarmers is the handing them the thing that says I am 12.
I am 12.
Or the nipples.
The little brother is Nick Swartzen. He was afraid of the sun. Howie.
Oh. Now that you say that, I do remember that, but yeah, it's not something that I remember from that movie. So, yeah.
Cool. So we want to do that last. Oh man. Do we want to do that last giveaway?
Yeah, do the last giveaway.
The lifetime membership.
Lifetime membership to Campus Canton. Yes.
Lifetime.
Whatever the highest level that we ever have at the time is. So.
Yeah.
If we add stuff, you'll get upgraded, immediately, or give us 5 to 7 business days. But
so before we do that, Adam, that doesn't surprise me. But if you know how to make a league like that, hit us up.
Yes, eventually that is something that we would like to do.
It would, yeah, that'd be awesome. But anyway, here we go. Last giveaway, lifetime membership. Drum roll. Robbie out.
I almost went to blank. That would have been embarrassing.
That would have been embarrassing. I mean, I had to get rid of those other teams there, but Robbie Albee.
All right, so we know where to find him. So congrats, Rob.
To find him too.
Gonna miss your cash coming in every year, but no, we're happy to. I know he's already a member. Happy to set him up with a lifetime membership. Cool.
Yeah, for sure. And then everybody here that didn't get it something, we'll give out a guide to.
Yep.
Free guide of choice. I think you guys are all members of the site.
Very possible.
I know most of the names in here. So I will try to track you guys down. DM me.
Colin, make it easy. Gonna get so many DMs.
Yeah, that's fine. DM me. Right. And then for the guys who are on NIL yearly. We'll figure something out.
Yeah. We'll
Frank, I'm sorry. You finished in 18th. Down here. Right here. Behind a couple of blanks. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, Frank.
You hate to see it. But yeah. But yeah, thank you guys to everybody who tuned in. You know, this was fun. We get asked why we don't do the show live more often. And it is fun, but we're gonna stay not live the majority of the time moving forward. But yeah, thank you guys for 5 years. You know, not to do the old sentimental chat. But you know, hopefully we're around for 5 more at least. Yeah.
I wanted to pull the have you heard the Bo Burnham song 5 years? It's like it's a parody of Drake's one song, but it's like him being in a relationship for 5 years or whatever. But I wanted to play that chorus. It's like 5 years, 5 years, 5 years, 5 years.
Why are you singing so quiet, Colin?
Because I don't know anything besides 5 years.
Oh, okay. Well, if you can't sing it, then you can't talk about it, as we established that rule earlier with the.
No, that's if you can't spell it.
Yeah. So, well, I think it's the same. So.
And thank you guys. Thank you. Appreciate all of you.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for all of you who have supported us over the years and the many different ways that you do. And yeah, hopefully, you know, we do another 5. So hopefully we don't hate each other by then. It's possible. It's possible. So we'll see you guys next week. Talk to you guys next week.